children, come, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Gotta say, Madam Ping, I don't think you have. I think you've been standing right at this very spot. So, I don't know how you can look for me when you're just here.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
I only did as I should. You're too kind.
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell,
adamant.
I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds. That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy.
What subspace creation?
Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing. I will not go into too much detail.
Spacebar.
But subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
A trinket, you say?
So, in the eyes of an adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Love Paimon doing the telepathy because she's not moving her mouth?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power.
Well, it's not like we're asking you to accomplish something of such a great magnitude.
But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
And they are?
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need.
So I don't need to do things for you?
What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days.
And what are those, if I might ask?
Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glaze lilies thrived most profusely.
There are glaze lilies at Dihua Marsh? Guess I never really paid attention to glaze lilies.
You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glaze lilies. And if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there.
If you were lucky? Oh my gosh, so how many times do you have to dig to strike gold, so to speak? And what happens to the glaze lilies? One assumes you'd have to pick them at that point if you're digging up their roots.
But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it.
I don't even know where that is, but okay.
In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure, and the adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans.
I can only assume that she's going on this disturbingly long-winded explanation of these ingredients because I am indeed going to have to find these ingredients. Otherwise, I can't understand why she's rambling so verbosely about these.
Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Who's this child you speak of?
Well, since you're an adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too, right?
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny.
Why would you send Yanfei on this mission? Doesn't she work in the legal profession? What? So why is she gallivanting across the breadth of Liyue to find these ingredients for her? Where's the incentive? I don't understand.
Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Hi, Yanfei.
Ah, allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yanfei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yanfei, I believe you've already heard of the traveler and her traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui, before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Chiseng. What a shame.
I'm sorry, what? A shame?
A shame that we didn't meet sooner.
I'm so glad you specified. Oh, her eyes are a nice colour. Whose eyes? Mona. Mona has nice eyes. See, the thing is, Mona has nice shaped eyes as well. Yanfei's shape I find very unappealing. If you could put her coloured pupils in, say, the Traveller's eyes, gorgeous. Would look absolutely amazing. Just not a fan of the shape of her eyes. It just doesn't do it for me.
If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yanfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me.
Why do so many young people have professions? They're all so young.
Oh, yes. Here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy.
Do you people not have the opportunity to actually be children in this world?
If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
Why would we need her legal services, though?
All right, Yanfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment.
Oh, I see. This is the beastie thingy it was talking about. I still don't know what it is, but I guess that's part of it. Oh, because Sucrose was also of an animal bloodline. Don't know what. So I guess it's common to have had some human breed with an animal in their history? It gets weirder the more I think about it, but okay.
You'll have to excuse Yanfei. She's always been like this. Ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Are you really an Adeptus?
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway.
You don't become an Adeptus biologically. It doesn't work that way.
He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
I mean, okay, sure.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis and that he was fine with it. Even
Zhongli.
contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently.
Okay, that part doesn't surprise me, but Zhongli, would you like to verify things here?
Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all. The chasm's been sealed off, and there's just no way in. Couldn't secure any documentation either. Looks like the Ministry of Civil Affairs is serious about keeping it strictly locked down.
Is that so? But Smaragdus Jadeite is really rather essential. Yenfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement.
So Yanfei isn't actually... I just realized how weird her hat looks. She's actually not getting anything out of doing this. She's not getting any reimbursement from Madame Ping. She's just doing it 'cause? I find that weird.
Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
A black book with white writing. Paimon's expression is great. But as I was going to say, a black book with white writing, sign me up. I'm so about dark things. That'd be so cool. So the like bright white pages with black writing.
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Ah, found him.
Why are you looking up? Are you looking at
Russell.
me?
A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores.
But did it have to do with the Jedi we need?
He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya.
Why would there be like legal ramifications for selling stone? Are there some rules in these worlds that I don't know about?
So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some.
Gotta say, I don't like this Smaragdus Jadeite. The only time sma is okay in a sentence, or a word rather, is in smaug. Other than that, I don't like it at all. It's just not natural to our language.
Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
How?
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. Well, that's a first for sure. Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
I just don't see what kind of situation will put us into legal jeopardy. I'm so confused. But that's my state for lots of things, so let's not take it to heart. Alrighty, talk to Crossel. Crossel? I don't know. He looks like he's this way. Oh, well, while we're here, we may as well loot all this shit. That way, if we do need to level somebody up, Hu Tao, looking at you, I'll at least have some of the things eventually, because she needed silk flowers. But I would prefer Yanfei. Oh, speaking of, Yanfei, what do you actually require? Okay, so she needs insignia as well. That's what... Oh, I'm blanking. Beidou takes. Oh, are you kidding me? Geovishaps? I hate them. So these are the two things that Hu Tao needs. Both of those things. Beidou doesn't need that, not as Zhongyun. Okay, and she's going to take the same as Beidou. So Beidou materials, Hu Tao materials. Great. Can't wait. Great. Guess we're never leveling you. And the glaze lilies, the only person I have that uses glaze lilies at the moment is... I cannot think of names today for the life of me. The Geo lady. Ningguang, that's the one. Alrighty, that has all been acquired. Let's go find Crossel. Crossel? I don't remember what she said. How far down is he? He's right down on the bottom. Is he on a pier or is he just chilling? Please don't hit your head, Jean. Thank you. Oh, he's on the boundary of a pier. Ivanovich. No. We're not going to you. We're going to Crossel. Ooh,
Hello,
he doesn't.
Mr. Crossel.
Crossel.
How's
Okay.
business been?
He does indeed have lots of cool rocks.
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What brings you here today?
Your eyes are so tiny. Why are they so tiny?
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, in the end, I did acquire a small piece of smaragdus jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins.
Only a pair? You obviously didn't get much.
Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize. I've already rented them out to a lady named
Rented?
Xiao. If you'd like to inspect them, you may have to wait quite some time.
Who rents hairpins?
Wait, isn't smaragdus jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Xiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value.
I mean, fair enough. That seems quite logical.
In return, I included a clause that guarantees the smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Xiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
No ambiguities there.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
What is she going to do? Find some sort of loophole in the contract?
In that case, might you know where Miss Xiao lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll mark it on your map for you.
How would you react if someone arrived randomly on your doorstep, a complete stranger arrived on your doorstep and went, "Hey, heard you just acquired these very, very expensive hairpins. Could I please see them?" That is suspicious for multiple reasons. One, how do we know you're not a thief there to just like either steal them on the spot or case a joint and come get them later once you've proven that they are indeed there? Two, why would they show a stranger the hairpins? It's just weird.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossel. We'll be off now.
Okay, well, how far away is she? I was waiting for it to give me a distance. It's literally up there. Can you tell me how do I get the thingy that tells me which way to go? Because I don't actually know where I'm going. Can I just get to this from the street? Are they up? Where's the damn staircase? There is no staircase. Well, how are you supposed to get up if there's no bloody staircase on that side of the road? This is the one thing I don't like about Liyue Harbor. It's unnavigable. There's no clear way of getting from point A to point B. Now, you're apparently on the same level as me, yet you are not the person I seek. You are. Why do you look so confused?
Oh, whatever shall I do?
Oh, let me guess, you lost the pins. Sad face. Excuse me, are you Ji Chao?
Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with?
How do you do, Mr. Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossel that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. would you mind letting us...
Oh shit.
Hairpins.
I lent on spacebar
I
again.
can't lend them to you right now. I've lost them.
Told ya. Now, did you lose them or did somebody steal them? I'm more inclined to believe the latter.
I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice.
Why did you need them in the first place?
My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices. That's what the hairpins were for, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down on me, but now that I've lost the hairpins, what will I do?
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of deja vu?
Maybe because this is the part where we say, we can help.
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Mr. Chow, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Is there some sort of clause where the merchant has, like, taken them back?
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here. Here you are.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Juqiao somehow.
You said that really weirdly. That would be a little unfair to Crossel.
True. Though surely there must be a win-win solution.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossel the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the loss.
But if he's the one who stole them, that means not only has he stolen the hairpins back, so he's got the hairpins and the value attributed to those, but then he has the money from the value of the hairpins from What's-Her-Face. So he has every incentive to steal them from her.
Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Juqiao looks like she's about to faint.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
That's the way the story's gonna go? About whether or not they're genuine jadeite? I would have gone the route of this dude being some malicious crook merchant and he's like stealing shit back to get the monetary compensation and then on the shady down low selling them again and doing the exact same thing. That would have been an interesting story.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able to find out if the jadeite is genuine or not? Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
Seems right.
Please,
Can't we do both?
please, don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact is, I lost the item and I should pay compensation per the contract.
Such a large sum of money though.
However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants after all. It's vital that we keep our word and respect our contracts. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossel in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him of the issue and then negotiate the amount of compensation.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins. So hold on a moment, Mr. Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the finest quality jade. My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this matter.
Smooth to the touch. Finest quality jade.
Is something the matter?
No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr. Crossel's.
Okay. I still say he's a thief. Because that's a way more interesting plot.
Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite satisfied with them?
About that.
Relates the loss of the hairpin. Cool.
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
Look at him putting an accusatory finger at this poor lady. I think he's the culprit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Truly I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract. Every last mora.
And why would he get angry? Because he's already got a contract that says that she'll pay him back. So, even assuming he isn't the hairpin thief, he's still going to be adequately compensated. So why would he bother getting angry? It just seems like such a suspicious reaction.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus jadeite?
Then why did you put that clause in there? Why did you rent them out? This guy is so suspicious.
I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes, and if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr. Crossell.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
I mean, this guy is an associate with that guy, who's dodgy as, so don't know that I'd be trusting either of them. Am I having to go up? Where are we actually going, dude? Way quicker.